What is up, everybody? Serial Overdrive here. I'm back, and today we're going to be covering a massive patch dropping for the console edition of Rust. This patch is for the staging branch of the console edition of Rust, but it gives us an idea of some glitches and bugs that are currently in the main branch that can be used to your advantage. Additionally, it's just good to know what's coming. Now, before we get into that, there has been a cargo ship drop since I last basically made a video. I've been out. We're going to be talking about the cargo ship in another video, but this is not that. This is patch 1.19 for the staging branch of the console edition of Rust. So let's get into the item changes. The torch, flashlight, miner's hat, candle hat, and weapon flashlight now provide more light. They shine bright like diamonds. Yes, that's right. Supply signals give out much more smoke after being thrown. So if you're one of those people who loves using supply signals, it's going to get just a little bit harder because local clans are going to be able to see you just that much easier. Increase the amount of vision you have while wearing the heavy plate helmet. You can now see God. Glove models will no longer be seen floating on player shadows. Player hair no longer clips through the coffee can helmet. That was ruining immersion for at least one idiot out there. The stone pickaxe can now no longer gather wood. So if you're on the main branch, you can use a stone pickaxe to gather wood. It's a stupid idea, but maybe you decide to go through with it. Hey, whatever. It's a slight advantage, maybe. Building plan previews are see-through again. Building plan previews no longer turn invisible when they hit the water. Building plan previews no longer get darker at night. So again, note that water thing, because if you're having trouble building and the building plan is becoming disabled or visible, it might be because there's water there. Fix being able to place any non-attire item into the locker. Fix being unable to place items in the front of the Dropbox. Fix being able to access both sides of the Dropbox from the storage side. So the Dropbox apparently started working again. Some people have told me it still doesn't work on staging. So if this update does eventually come to the main branch of Rust, don't trust that Dropboxes are completely fixed, or at least don't completely nerf your base with a Dropbox until we all know if they work or not. Fix the bug that could cause door locks to disappear. Doors would stay locked. Fixed sheet metal building blocks appearing completely white from a distance. Fixed part of the armor/sheet metal triangle roof disappearing from a distance. Fixed texture issues on the metal shop front after placing it on an upgraded foundation. Fixed vanishing shadows on chain link fences. Items no longer disappear after being thrown at chain link fences. Fixed being unable to retrieve objects thrown or shot at the reactive target. Equipping a beanie hat no longer makes you go bald. And for those of you a little too high to note this does not affect real life. You're still going bald. Fixed missing stat previews when hovering over the miner's hat and candle hat. Fixed shadows fading out too early on chairs, wood boxes, workbenches, and research tables. Items can no longer be placed in the middle of a doorway. So that's going to change some people's building sort of details, I guess, so take note of that. Fix being unable to pick up this searchlight. Weapons. Fix being unable to reload some weapons after playing an emote twice during the reload animation. So for those of you who are having trouble reloading, which I think all of us have run into that bug, make sure you're not using emotes because that can make it even worse. Fix time explosive charges hovering over wood and sulfur collectibles when thrown at them. Fixed missing animation for equipping the M39 rifle. Fixed missing reload sound on the Spaz 12 shotgun. Grenades thrown at sewer entrances now fall down into the tunnels instead of floating above them. Grenades thrown at broken windows at the launch site now go through them. Fixed level of detail issues on buildings when viewing them through a weapon scope. Fixed sometimes being unable to retrieve thrown weapons from animals. That sounds weird because it sounds like the animals are picking up thrown weapons and then you can't get them back, but I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Fixed rockets sometimes flying in the wrong direction after being fired from a boat. The paddle no longer emits a swirling sound when thrown. So that's all great. Also, one thing to note here, with the grenades being thrown at launch site window, it seems like that has actually brought back the launch site bug. So hopefully they're going to fix that before it goes to the main branch. World. Nighttime is now darker. This is something nobody asked for, and I really hope they revert this. We do not need nighttime or underground tunnels to be darker. They did that for the next update. We don't need darker. We actually need lighter. The dark is not something that a lot of people really love experiencing. It's great to have a little bit of darkness here and there just so you can like transfer goods, and it adds a little bit of intensity to the game. But more dark at nighttime is not what anybody wants. It's a horrible idea. Anyways, moving on. Players can no longer spawn in snow or desert biomes. That's got to be a joke. Okay, I don't think it is. I don't think it is a joke, but it just, that doesn't seem like the best idea. Snow makes sense. Desert biomes don't make any sense at all to me because spawning in a desert, I like having more places to spawn when you're spawning into the game, especially as a new player, is an advantage. I think not a disadvantage. Snow I get because that can punish players. They can die right away and that does suck. But desert, I just don't see the reason for that. Whatever. Fixed a bug, sometimes stopping players being able to push boats on the ground. Players now hold the steering wheel when driving a rowboat. Again, that immersion is an excellent thing that we need. Fixed rowboat propellers appearing white from a distance. Pushing the kayak and when another player is sat in it no longer causes it to move indefinitely. So that's pretty cool, actually. If you have a kayak, manage that well you can because that's about to disappear. Fixed a bug that could cause player backpacks to leap through the ocean like dolphins. I sort of like that. I want dolphins in the game. And if we can't have dolphins, I like dolphin backpacks. Whatever. Fixed the Chinook being unable to shoot at players. I wish they just remove the Chinook, to be honest, but whatever. Fixed the destroyed helicopters and Bradley APCs now providing light at night. Fixed a squeaky sound coming from the attack helicopter. Fixed ghosting shadow effects on foliage. Increased size of the world models for scrap, flare, M249, and tech trash. Fixed some instances of being able to loot crates more than once. Monuments, many visual, texture, and rubber banding fixes on cargo. So from what I've heard, cargo still does have issues. So this doesn't mean cargo is going to be dropped in the next update, but it does mean that performance improvements on the cargo ship are coming, and that's actually the next one. Next up, fix several bugs so that ladders are now easier to use on cargo ship. Improved cargo ship pathing around the island. The crane ladders at small oil rig can now be climbed. So take note of that because that means there's going to be more sort of points that people can attack you from on the small oil rig. Fix the spot where players could get stuck at the small oil rig. Change the opening direction of the crane door at train yard so it can't be used to push players off the crane anymore. In a game where you can literally just shoot people and kill them, I don't know why that matters, but whatever. Fix being unable to open the refinery door at the dome. Fix texture issues at the airlock dome, lighthouse, train yard, harbor, satellite dish, and oil rig. Fixed visual issues on swamp water at the bandit camp. Fixed some items clipping through each other at the sewer branch. Fixed popping shadows at the sewer branch. Updated outpost layout. Fixed rubber banding at the top of launch site main building. Fixed being unable to interact with the unless you stand in front of them. Next up, we've got some UI changes. Fixed a bug that could cause the sleeping bag counter on the map to flash repeatedly. Changed the error message displayed when placing a rug on an invalid spot on walls, floors, or ceilings. Improved the appearance of melee weapons stats in the inventory. Okay, whatever. Improvements to labels and grid locks on the map screen to make it clearer. Fixed map not showing on the death screen. Server chat messages now reach the whole map. I didn't even realize they weren't, so that's good. Improved world spacing on several pop-up messages. Fixed missing text on the fishing controls game tip because everybody needs that. Fixed missing icons on items being cooked in campfires and BBQs, or barbecues, for those of you who read text correctly the first time. Fixed the description of medical syringes being unreadable. Other changes, added FPS limit and terrain quality in the options menu to help improve performance. So for those of you on last gen, this is actually huge. This means that the game is probably going to be able to run a little bit better for you. Hopefully you can tweak those settings and actually pull the terrain quality down and have your FPS go up. The downside of this is those of us on the current gen systems are probably going to have to change our terrain options too, or terrain quality options too, because one of the things that a lot of Rust players know from PC, if you've played on it, is that turning down your terrain detail can actually make it easier to PvP and give you an advantage. So take note of that, and when that comes, a lot of people are probably going to want to start playing around with those terrain quality options to find what's best from them. Reduce the FPS drop caused by blood splatter effects. Fixed a crash that could occur when joining a server. Fixed a crash that could occur when filling the last slot of a locker. fixed a hang that could occur after destroying the Chinook, and fixed an exploit that allowed players to pick up items from another player's base if they built close enough that they could reach over with a hammer from their own building zone. So that's actually a bug that people could be taking advantage of right now to steal from your base, or you could be taking advantage of right now to steal from another player's base. It is, in my opinion, slightly cheating, so I wouldn't recommend doing it, but take note of that and make sure that you don't have items that are reachable with hammers from someone else's base if they build close to you, because someone could just pick that up and run off with your item. And that is all the changes that we have to these staging branches, and sort of my take on how some of these changes can help you in the main branch right now, and things to note for future updates to the main branch. But yeah, that's everything I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching it. For all of you guys who stuck around through the last couple weeks where I haven't really been posting, I really do appreciate it. Some shit's just been going down and I can't get into it, but basically, if you can't tell, I'm still sick right now. There's still some stuff off about me, but that isn't what was going down. That isn't why I haven't been making videos. It's something related, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's not my place to talk about. Anyways, though, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I know people were looking for those videos. They missed out on updates. There's people that get upset about it, and then there's some of you who are just there for, you told me don't worry about Zero. When you're back, I'm going to be watching those videos. And for those of you who are still watching this video, I really do appreciate it. I know that YouTube's not going to be giving me a break with this one. It's going to be hurting the video, but it's what I've got to do, right? Real life has to come first, and if the YouTube algorithm doesn't understand that, it can go fuck itself. Anyways, thank you so much, because you are the people I don't want to go fuck themselves, unless you want to, right? If you want to go solo, go for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, as always, peace.